when I was practicing religious belief, I was taught that for every physical law, there is a spiritual law. So, if we eat food, then that food goes through a digestive process. No matter how good or how much nutrient rich that food is, all food, everything that we consume, carries and will produce waste product in the form of urine or feces. So we have, and go back to, for every physical law, there's a spiritual law. Now, for some reason, we don't want to accept our own ideology, our own belief, when we say for every physical law, there's a spiritual law, because that belief system, that belief, is the food for our minds. And we study, and people tell me this all the time, I don't study enough. I don't study the Quran. I don't study the Bible. I don't do enough study. But in your study, this is like your consumption or your eating of food. Your belief is your food for your mind. However, within physical law, again, no matter how wonderful that food is, it produces waste product. Those who believe in God, those who believe in this spirituality thing or whatever, they will also tell you that they agree with, for every physical law there's a spiritual law, and that what they present to us is food for the mind, but they won't tell you that it creates waste material. And they cannot tell you what in their belief system is waste, what is good and what is waste. So you cannot claim that your belief system or whatever is food, because all food produces some kind of waste. I don't know any animal, especially a mammal, that can consume any kind of food. It does not produce waste. There is no food. So you cannot call your belief system food for the mind, because all food will create waste if it is within the definition that for every physical law there's a spiritual law. If there's waste in the physical plane, there must be waste, some kind of waste in the spiritual plane. And we speak about food. There's all kinds of food that we consume. We can go out to a tree and pick an apple, fresh food, fresh apple straight off the tree. We can get an apple canned. We can get an apple frozen. But of course, as you know, the best food is fresh food. So it would be better for you to eat the apple straight off the tree rather than in a can or frozen in your freezer. Then you have, after a meal, what we call leftovers. It's a meal that was already eaten, but all of it wasn't consumed, and we're going to save that for the next day. You can eat, you can eat leftovers, but the best food for us is fresh food. canned food, not frozen food, not leftovers. The best food for us is fresh food. So, to continue to use the analogy or the example that for every physical law, there's a spiritual law, we should also look for that in our strategy, in our wanting to be a liberated, so-called free people. You should not seek and want leftovers. You should not want something that has been frozen in time. You should not want something caught up in a can. You should want something that is fresh, because what is fresh is better for you. For every physical law, there's a spiritual law. So when we look at Kemetic teachings, 5,000 years old, when you're looking at Islam, thousands of years old, Christianity, thousands of years old, the red, black, and the green, 100-some years old, all these different things. You have ideologies, you have opinions, you have a state of mind that is trapped, frozen in time in a freezer, confined in a can, somebody's leftovers. What is the best food for you? Fresh food. However, you can eat. You can eat leftovers. You can eat frozen food. You can eat food that comes out of a can. But that is not the best food. The best food for us is fresh food. I continue to use, for every physical law, there's a spiritual law. So since we embrace this spiritual food, these ideas that's trapped in time, that's frozen, since we embrace somebody else's leftover, these leftovers, this food don't even belong to you. Somebody else's leftovers, 5,000 years ago, 100 years ago, or whatever, has nothing to do with you. It came from the mind of somebody outside of the descendants of slaves born in America having dark skin. You had nothing to do with it. Maybe going back 100 years, you was able to eat some of the food when it was fresh from somebody else's plate. You didn't have nothing to do. And I'm making reference to Brother Marcus Garvey, but he was not American. He came from Jamaica. You eating out of somebody else's plate. But it was fresh food. Thank you, Mr. Garvey. But now it's leftovers. Now it's frozen, trapped in time. What's the best food for you? Fresh food. Then we begin to go back to the Moors, and we begin to go back to the ancient Ethiopians and the ancient people of Kemet and all this. Definitely you don't have nothing to do with none of that. Somebody else's house, somebody else's leftovers. I don't care if they were your relatives and you were related. You had nothing to do with the making of that meal. It's somebody else's leftovers. Somebody else was in the house doing the cooking. The only thing you want to do is eat their leftovers, eat it out of a can, eat it out of a freezer. Again, there's nothing wrong with leftovers, eating out of a can. But the best food for you is fresh food. You think that there's something wrong with your own creation of doing something for yourself. What comes from up out of your mind, just the same way that those 5,000 years ago done it, the Egyptians done it, the Moors done it, everybody, whatever all this stuff that y'all foaming at the mouth for, you can create on your own. Well, it's not connected to nobody. At one time, Egypt was not connected to nobody. The Moors was not connected to nobody. Nobody was connected until they created a connection. Many of these been here and gone. They don't even exist no more. So they are dead. And now you need to connect. Learn how to go pick your own fruit. Learn how to cook your own food, do your own, make your own meal so it can be fresh, because fresh food is what is good for you. There's nothing better. There's no better meal that you can enjoy when you cook it with your own hands. Here you are claiming to be gods and you can't create nothing. The only thing you want to do is be a Hebrew Israelite wannabe, a black Muslim wannabe, a Kemet wannabe. All these wannabes pretending I want to be an African. You want to copy and pretend to be something that you're not and have never been. You want to eat out the plate of somebody else. Want to eat their damn germs. But yet you're a God. Too stupid, I guess. Too ignorant, too illiterate to cook your own meal, fry your own egg. You claim to be God, but God can't do his own thing. Michael Jackson was influenced by James Brown and Jackie Wilson. But Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson. He's still Michael Jackson. He is who he is. And then you have Janet Jackson, his little sister, don't want to be under the shadow of Michael. And she does her own thing. So now, now Janet, in her own right, is an artist. Michael Jackson, influenced by James Brown and Jackie Wilson, he is his own person. Michael and Janet are still Jacksons. So if you believe you are more, if you are of Kemet, or whatever you think that you are, that don't take away from being that. What you need to do is be yourself so you're able to learn how to cook and do your own thing and be original. Copying and pretending to be somebody else when you should be learning how to be yourself. What they say, to copy somebody that's flattery or whatever. I don't want to flatter nobody. I want to be myself. I don't want to copy. I don't want to be James Brown. I don't want to be Jackie Wilson. I want to be Michael. I don't want to be a Moor. I don't want to be an African. I don't want to be all these things. I want to be who I am to be. Figure it out. Do your own thing. Be yourself. Use your brain. Be a God. Be that what you claim that you are. Bring into existence something that is new. Let us bring into existence some fresh food. Because fresh food is what is best for you. You can eat all the other stuff, but you're not going to get the nutritional value that you could be getting if the food was fresh. This temple represents fresh food. Oh man, woo! Now you know when I start off like this, there's something that is grinding my gears, grinding my gears, grinding my gears. It's something that's on my mind. I have to get this off my chest. It needs to be said. Woo! Here we go. Of course, I am Angel Snub 7, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth. Get on board the Soul Train. Oh, wow. Excuse me. I have a slight cold. I wanted to make these videos earlier, but I couldn't because I caught a cold. But I want to do it, and I hope that everything goes, because I don't have any tissue paper around me. So I hope everything goes right. I don't want to edit this video and, take the out of it. All right. Here we go. There was somebody recently trying to expose me. I am a troll. I hacked their account. I did this to them. I did that. Of which, of course, actually, I embrace that. If you can show evidence that I'm a troll, I hack your account, and whatever thing that you said, you have the right to do that, and I should be exposed for the troll that I am. I should be. I see nothing wrong with that. But you have these persons that are of low character, they have skeletons in their own closet, and they have the nerve to try to expose somebody else. So in their exposing, they mess around and the skeletons fall out of their own closet. So that person, and I don't have to say who they are, I might at a future date, that person trying to expose me, as far as I know, they shut down their channel and gone underground because of the things they have done to other persons that they got caught, but yet and still, I'm the one that is supposed to be trolling them. I'm the one that's supposed to be harassing them. I'm the one that is hacking their accounts and all this other nonsense. So when we try to expose somebody, when we are trying to make it look like we are more righteous and better than somebody else, especially when you have no kind of evidence at all, just running your damn mouth, then you better believe that that old saying might come true, that when you dig a grave for one, you might have to dig a grave for another, and that other grave is for yourself. This brings me to what grinds my gears. The behavior of Black News 102, the behavior of Sonetta TV and its affiliates, the behavior of Sonetta. Is there a last name or something? I don't know. Sonetta, Black News 102. What grinds my gears, now y'all can correct me if I'm in error, if I'm in flaw. I will accept it because I'm going by my own observations from what I see. Maybe I don't see all. But I'm pretty sure last year, before the new year, 2017, many of you know about the little contract dispute that Sarah Sutton-Seti and young Pharoah had with Sonetta over this debate thing, and they were supposed to debate the Ibn'rad squad. Anyway, there was a big fiasco over that whole issue, and brothers, folks began to go back and forth, hating on one another, talking about making threats and all this other stuff. Well, actually, that's the usual Negro nigger mentality. So it's really no shock. But I'm pretty sure I heard Sonetta say, I'm done with Seti, I'm done with Pharoah Polite, and it's a new year. I'm starting new, and I'm going on about my business, blah, blah. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I heard him say that. But since that time, and I've observed young Pharoah, and I've observed Polite, and I've observed Seti and all these guys. These guys aren't saying nothing about Sanetta. Sanetta is always, he's still putting these men in his mouth. And Polite gave him a chance. Polite was on a Google Hangout or whatever. So let him get all that out of him. He want to cuss Polite out and call him a nigger and a traitor and whatever. Polite, let him do it. He got on the Google and let Sanetta get all that out of him. Seti and Pharoah and young Pharoah, they declined to be his counselor and help him in his, because surely he has a mental defect. He has an anger problem. And the anger comes from, I can't make money off of you, Polite. I can't make money off of you, Seti and Pharoah. That's where the anger comes from. I can't make money. I can't use you. You take away from my image saying that I'm the Don King of black conscience, edutainment or whatever. When did black liberation, when did a revolution of an oppressed people become entertainment of any kind, edutainment or any other kind? You have made black liberation look like a joke. You have made black revolution and the suffering of an oppressed people look like a joke with your clown debates. And then this other stuff that you have going on make yourself look stupid and a clown. But he talked about Sarai Suten Seti, and he's upset because Sarai Suten Seti disrespected or talked about Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan don't give a damn about Sanetta TV, don't give a damn about Black News 102, don't give a damn about you or anybody except himself. You get talked about all day. I guarantee you, nobody from the Nation of Islam camp gonna come out and help you and save you and stand with you. They don't operate that way. And Farrakhan is a public figure. Anyone has the right to speak their opinion about Louis Farrakhan or you or me or anybody when we put ourselves out here in the public domain. The problem is a lot of the things that y'all call negative is true. And that's what you don't like it, because you want other people to join your slave plantation. I'm not going to join the Nation of Islam slave plantation. I'm not going to join the House of Conscience slave plantation. Speaking of that, I did call Sanetta on one occasion. And I asked him, could I join his slave plantation? But see, he knows what I'm about. And basically he just, shrugged me off. Not interested. Cool. I'm just playing with you, bro. I'm not interested in joining your plantation because you don't control nothing here. And I already know that this real truth coming from this rostrum can easily destroy anybody and all your people all put together in a room at one time. I could do it by myself. Outdated. Delusional. Fictional. That's the problem of the House of Conscience. What are you actually conscious of? But he's going to talk about Sarai Suten Seti. He's going to say that Sarai Suten Seti is having homosexual relations with young Pharoah. Why you gotta, see, that grinds my gears. Why you gotta go that way? That Sarai Suten Seti has shown no signs that he's a homosexual. Then y'all always do that. Every time you get angry at somebody, you want to call him a homosexual. So what if he said, yeah, I'm a homosexual? So what? Now what? Who cares? You call Sarai Suten Seti a crackhead. He might do heroin. He drinks Jack Daniels or whatever it is. Now you're snitching off. See, woo! Now you're snitching on the man. Now see, This is real snitching. Because when Sarah Sunseti was making you money, when Sarah Sunseti was bringing views to your channel, why didn't you tell the people? Oh, see, woo! See, why didn't you tell the people then Sarah Sunseti is a cokehead? Sarah Sunseti might use heroin. Sarah Sunseti drink Jack Daniels. He was drinking a whiskey and blowing coke in my house. When you was able to make money off of this man, exploit him, why didn't you tell the people then that Sarah Sunseti is a dope addict? Why didn't you say it? Then you talk about Polite. I knew Polite was doing this and I knew Polite. Why didn't you say those things when Polite was making you money, bringing views to your channel? What was all this? I knew they was scamming. I knew they was a dope fiend, all this stuff, when these people was making you money. Now all of a sudden you all mad and angry like a little bee, and now he's a cokehead and he scammed people. What does this tell us about you? What does this tell us about you, Negro? You knew these things and you didn't tell. Because they was making you money. Because that's all your house of consciousness really represents. Materialism. Making money off the true, sincere, honest, so-called black people, the people of soul, because they want to know. They want an identity. They want something that they can have of their own. And you are nothing but an exploiter. That's why. So while you trying to dig a grave for Polite, while you trying to dig a grave for Sarah Sunseti, you have actually dug a grave for yourself, because people, I don't care how enamored they are with you, they got to see that you are fake. You're not real. Perhaps at one time. See, money corrupts people. Material things corrupt people. At one time when you was hustling and making a few dimes selling your bootleg DVDs and tapes and whatever that you was doing, you were sincere. But then when the money, see, woo! But when that money start coming in, the same thing with your buddy Louis Farrakhan. When celebrity and praise, then you talk about who knows me. Nobody knows Sarah Sunseti in Detroit. People know me in Detroit. People know me in New York. People know me all over the country. People know me all over the world. That's what it's about. Praise and celebrity. When that comes to you, you forget all about the purpose, your mission when you started. And the women, oh, don't be shocked if Sarnetta ain't cheating on his wife and children. Because there will be females that look at Sarnetta like, woo, I wouldn't mind getting with that. So when the women and the money, these material things and the praise, they start coming at you, then you lose sight of the real mission that maybe you were sincere with, if you were sincere to begin with. Or maybe it was always a ploy to exploit and be a parasite of the people of soul. So the only thing you have done, you should have kept your mouth shut and leave these men alone. Because with no doubt, you have exposed yourself for what you truly are, nothing but a leech and a parasite, celebrity seeker, just like your boy Louis Farrakhan and a lot of these other nutcases out here. And pretty soon the people gonna get sick of you. Then what you gonna do?
If you go pro-black, then you create pro-white. If you are so wise, why do you not understand that everything you're building, every hero that you create, you by default create an equal enemy? So if you tell our children to become pro-black, you are automatically creating a conscious field for pro-white to exist. But if you just tell our children to be pro-righteous, you still lean them towards the African favor, but minus the bullshit. Now you might say, Pharoah, why would you tell a kid not to be pro-black? I would tell a kid to be pro-righteous. You know why? Because in righteousness means taking care of that which is natural. Melanin is natural. Caucasians are genetically engineered people. So by default, you automatically lean towards your people. Minus the bullshit. You ain't got to hate nobody. You ain't got to be out here trying to fight with the police. Malcolm X. Ask motherfucking Malcolm X, motherfucker, how many kids he bailed out when they seen him doing them press conferences and them police was fucking them kids up. Motherfucker, they got parents that was calling Malcolm X, cussing his ass out because they kids was going out the goddamn house to try to be like Malcolm by any means necessary. And
I would like to address a couple of statements made by this young man known as Young Pharoah. Young Pharoah Allah. I believe that's the title. He has a partnership with the general. We know him as Sarah Sudan Seti. Please excuse me as I am under the weather. I have a slight cold. It's amazing, and I don't understand till this day, how do you catch a cold and you're not running an air conditioner, you're using a box fan, it's hot, and you catch a cold? Could somebody please in the comment section, please tell me, how does this happen? I don't turn on the air conditioner, I'm using a box fan, it's hot, there's no cold around, but yet and still, I catch a cold. I don't understand this. I don't understand. I don't catch a cold in the cold in winter. I catch a cold 80 degrees. Life is mind-boggling. Can somebody please, if you can, tell me how this happens? Doctors, nurses, lay persons, whoever you are, if you know, give me some insight. I don't know. But it's been a long time since I've been sick, period. So I guess it's about time that I get a stomach ache or a cold or something. And I would give the credit, most of the credit, to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, 1 meal a day. I give credit where credit is due. Now, let me quickly add my 2 cents on to this young Pharaoh, his anti-pro-black position and his statements about the Honorable Brother AdMinister Malcolm X, Shabazz. Let me talk about Malcolm X first. That's quick and easy, right to the point. Usually when young Pharoah or Sarah Sudan Seti present information, an idea, a position, they usually have evidence. I don't know, maybe I did not see the whole version of the video, but I did not see young Pharoah make no attempt to show a tape, a letter, a witness, anything to support his claim that Malcolm X hung up on some parents who was angry with him because their children was influenced by his words by any means necessary. And the reality is, even when Malcolm was alive, very few young people, whatever, nobody was paying attention to the civil rights movement, black liberation. You have 20 to 30 million so-called black people in this country. Only a small minority, listen, only a small minority took any kind of action against the oppressor. Now, they have no problem enjoying the benefits from what Malcolm done, the benefits of what Elijah Muhammad Dunn or Marcus Garvey, Fred Hampton, Huey Newton, and the list goes on and on. Oh, these Negroes have no problem. Even myself, I've done things. People don't want to stand up and fight, but they have no problem reaping the benefits of your sacrifice, of your labor, perhaps even your death. So when young Pharoah talks about these children being influenced by Malcolm X, I really doubt it. Ain't too many children influenced. He's not Superman. He's not Popeye the Sailor. You know, it's very few adults was into Malcolm X, let alone children. So that's questionable in itself. But he offers no proof, no evidence. Young Pharoah joins the long line of persons who puts Malcolm X in their target because Malcolm X is a strong, sincere, honest figure and seeks to shoot him down to make themselves look good. And every time you try that, Malcolm is not perfect. Nobody's saying Malcolm is perfect. But Malcolm is probably one of the best examples of a man, of a true revolutionary, of a sincere, honest person that we've had in a long, long time. The only thing we should be, as far as our concern with Malcolm, is just be fair to him. Don't run around here, young Pharoah. You have no evidence at all. So since you don't have no kind of evidence, it's what they call hearsay, if anything. It's not even hearsay. You're actually putting a lie on Brother Malcolm. Don't do that. Don't do that. And let's just say, for instance, if this is true, children copy adults. Children will copy Malcolm X. A child will copy me. A child will copy young Pharoah. Children copy adults. Now, these parents that were so upset with Brother Malcolm, and they called and he hung up on them and all this stuff, prior to Malcolm X, did you get on the phone and call the pimp? Did you get on the phone and call the prostitutes and the drug dealers and all the other riffraff in the community and tell them your children are copying them and going to jail and all that type of stuff? But you have a problem when they are copying a revolutionary, something that you should be. You should not be docile and you should not be satisfied living in the country with racists. So this tells me a lot about these so-called parents. You upset with Malcolm, but you're going to keep your damn mouth shut when it comes to the pimps, prostitutes, drug dealers, and other riffraff in the community. Why don't you give them a call? Your children being influenced by them. So in conclusion, I want to end this video with a slight comment upon what young Pharoah was speaking of as far as we should not be pro-black. I have said many years, and this platform that I call the Reality's Temple on Earth, I have never been pro-black. I reject that idea because really what young Pharoah is saying really is correct. He is correct. There are no ancient or modern dark-skinned people, well, probably modern, but certainly there's no information that you can find where ancient dark-skinned people prior to the Europeans called themselves Negro or called themselves black. Thus, you will not hear coming out of their mouths, I'm pro-black. So where the hell do that come from? Pro-black is a response to pro-white. Pro-black is a response to pink, I call it pink white racism. If there was no pink racism, you would not have pro-black. It did not exist until dark-skinned people became oppressed under this system called white supremacy, pink supremacy. Where did the word black, where did this label come from? Black comes from up out of pink racism. There is no dark-skinned people on this planet that call themselves black people. There's nobody on this planet that call themselves Negro. This label, this description came from up out of pink racism. And you want to be pro-black. You want to be pro what your slave master labeled and called you. Yes, I will agree with young Pharoah on that, because that's not what you should want to be. You should want to separate yourself from your slave master and not continue his award-winning ways by being a dark-skinned racist, because when you're pro-black, that's basically what you are saying. But I'm different. How are you different? You say basically the same type of thing. Because of your skin color, you're superior in this area because of your skin color. Oh, the black people, we created the heavens and the earth and all this other stuff. Sounds the same type of stuff that you hear in pink racism, because they are the same. Black power, pro-black, is nothing but the child of pink supremacy. Whether you like it or not, you can get upset. Oh, it is different. It is not different. Just like under Nazism, you have all these other factions and beliefs under Nazism. It's all the same. It comes from Nazism. It comes from and based and rooted in the foundation that Adolf Hitler formed and created. No matter how else you want to paint it, it's the same stuff. It's Nazism. It's the same crap. It has its birth out of pink supremacy, black. What is a black man? The black man was created by the races. He simply took various dark-skinned people, whether they were here on the continent, he got it from Africa or the islands, wherever he got these blacks, and that's what makes it even worse, because most of these dark-skinned people did not like each other. So that explains your self-hatred. That's why you hate me. I don't hate you, but that's why you hate me. That's why the Africans hate each other. They can't get together to unite against a common foe because they have this type of hatred or dislike for one another. Here you are, forced by slavery to interbreed and interact with other dark-skinned people you don't even like. Producing, that's where your self-hatred comes from. Because you should have never been together, but slavery brought you together. And once the original stock began to die off, it created a brand new breed of people, and the racists called this brand new breed of people, called you black, Negro. And you shared Negro with the Native American people. He called them Negro before this dark-skinned person was ever created. Look it up. Is it a coincidence? Why would he call the Native American people Negro, and then when he make this new breed of black or dark-skinned person call you Negro too? Is it a coincidence, or is it because that's really who we are? The Negro, the Native American people that was already here. He did not import all these people like he claims. There's something wrong with this story. So young Pharoah is correct. We need to get up out of this race garbage. We need to become just righteous, pro-righteous, pro-good, pro-natural to the essence of this planet. That's why I call us the people of soul. We are lost and destroyed, but we are the people of soul. We are the essence of life. It has no color. That's what you need. You need to get up out of and escape 1000% from up out of your slave master's mindset, his mentality. I filed an insurance paper and they wanted to know what race I am, and I put a person of soul. What is this? I said I'm a soul person. I don't play the race card. I'm not part of the race game. And my insurance companies, we don't understand. It's not for you to understand. I'm not going to play that. So they classified me. Now, they classified me as white. They just have to classify you. We should not and stop allowing people to classify and tell us who and what we are. I'm not black. I'm not African. You're not going to force that on me. I'm not none of the stuff that y'all talking about. How are you going to change? How are you going to be different? How are you going to break the bonds of slavery while holding on to bits and pieces of your enslavement? Like when people get released from up out of prison, many of them carry the same type of behaviors and things that they were doing in prison, but now you are free. If you are a free man, if you are a free woman, whatever freedom is to us, at least it is outside of the oppression and the boundaries set by another man, then you should not restrict yourself and continue to carry on the lifestyle that you were forced to live. No, I am not black. I'm not African. I am a descendant of slaves, born in America, described and having dark skin. I am of the people of soul, and at one time we did call ourselves people of soul. You come out of your mother's womb and you need a titty or something to suck on. You can't walk, you can't clean yourself, you can't do a damn thing. It take a long time for you to even crawl. But you're better than the chicken. The chicken can come straight out the egg and start walking around and taking care of itself. So can the grasshopper and a lot of insects and a lot of things in nature can come straight out of the egg. Snakes, they can come straight out of the egg and take care of themselves. You can't do it, but you're so intelligent. You're so supreme. What really grind my gears and brought me to this subject matter is I was looking at myself. I was watching, and I'm a male. I'm not guilty, but I want to understand this here. I'm watching this woman's backside. Okay? I'm watching this woman's booty. And I'm like, wow, nice booty, you know, woo, and lusting. Now, let me make it perfectly clear. Sex is natural. It's natural for a man to be attracted to a woman. It's natural for a woman to be attracted to a man. It is sex that put us on this planet. That's natural. Okay, that's cool. I want to talk about all these extra doodads that we get ourselves involved in. Okay, I'm looking at this woman's booty. But why am I doing it in the manner that I am? Because in nature, when you look at primitive people, they don't do it. Primitive men see naked women with their breasts out and booty out all day long. You don't see them, wow, she sure got a fat ass. Man, look at them titties. I sure like to suck the hell out. You don't see them doing that. You don't see that in nature. You don't see even in dogs, unless it's mating season, breeding. The female is in heat. They do the sex and they go on about their business. But not with y'all. Not with the highly intelligent human being. We got to sit there and lust for the booty. Then we got to go and get a magazine so we can look at other people's booty. And we go all overboard with this crap. And then you call things that are not sex. You call anal sex. That's sodomy. Sexual intercourse is the penis and the vagina. They intercourse. Sexual intercourse. and the man and the woman does not become one. That's a temporary connection. As soon as the deed is done, y'all separate. You do not become one. I don't know where they get this stuff from. And we have become so sick. They said that men think about sex 7 times in a minute all day long. This is excessive. This is abnormal. You don't see this in nature. In most animals, there's a breeding season. Bang, bang, bang. They do what they have to do. And they don't think about no damn sex all day long for the rest of the year. Here you are. You want to suck a penis, lick a vagina, and see that's what really made me come to this video. Here I am lusting for somebody's backside, somebody's booty. But at the same time, urine and doo-doo come out of this booty. Urine and doo-doo comes out of the booty. But here I am, wow, that sure look good. If I could see the urine, if I saw the doo-doo, then it would not be attractive like that. But that's what comes from. That's what comes from your booty. That's what comes from that area. And it's always there. I don't give a damn how much you clean. When y'all sucking booty, licking vagina, sucking ding ding. I'm not used to cussing, so I don't know. I just can't do it. But when you're doing that, doo-doo and urine is always going to be there. You might not see it, but it's always there. Urine and doo-doo is always going to be there. And you just are licking like it's a lollipop, sucking, and that's supposed to be pleasure. Drinking urine, eating doo-doo is pleasure. Wow. You don't see this in primitive people. I've never heard of it in savages. But the civilized people, y'all participate in that crap. You actually have a lust for urine and feces. Something is wrong here. Something is wrong. In nature, like I said, you don't see animals interested in this sex crap until it's breeding season. But now, in other cases, you have slavery. When you have slavery and incarceration, this destroys the natural sexual urges and time of the creature that's enslaved. And then you have animals like mice and rabbits. They breed, they don't have no real set breeding time because they are highly what's the word I'm looking for? Predators love to eat them. So rabbits and mice produce a whole lot of babies. That's a way that they can survive. So, because they know a lot of them going to get ate up. So, is this what the so-called Negro is doing? You want to populate the earth. You want to put babies everywhere. Because you are a prey animal to some other people. And these people prey on you. They come to your neighborhood and leech off your blood. They use you as slave. You are the slave. The dark-skinned people, you the slave. So I guess in order to survive, you keep pumping out these babies. Well, maybe one might survive the slavery. Because you suffer from high predation. In nature, when you have animals that live a long time like elephants, they have that one baby, and it's the quality of the offspring, not the quantity of the offspring. It takes a long time for that baby to learn different things, learn elephant society, learn what to eat, where to go, all these different things. But when you are preyed upon, then you need to keep pumping out all these babies so that you can survive. And you're highly sexual. Woo! And you're highly sexual. So to keep you lusting, This explains your behavior. However, there's a problem with that. Because when you look at mice, and sooner or later there becomes an overpopulation. And I call it the great die-off. You see it in mice, you see it in grasshoppers, you see it in a lot of animals. They get to the point where there's too many of them. They come out, there's not enough food. Thousands and thousands upon thousands of them starve, and they die off. Too many for the predators to eat, they starve. This is what you're looking at right now on this planet, right now. Because of the use of oil, fossil fuels, you have a planet of human beings, filled with human beings. It's too many. Somebody got to go. You are living an unnatural life. You should not be having these babies. A woman should not be having babies. Boom, boom, boom. What are you? Are you a mouse or a rabbit? What the hell are you? And then you disgusting and vulgar and nasty as hell. You run around and you actually think drinking urine and eating doo-doo is pleasurable. Ooh, y'all disgusting. And you really think that you have a higher intelligence than the animals on this planet when you are worse. You bring no benefit to the planet, only destruction. You are unnatural. The human being. In fact, I could not call us human beings because I'm pretty sure a real human being would be in accord with nature. You are unnatural. A bunch of slaves that's no longer needed and gone wild and getting ready to be killed off, either by other people or this planet. You have unnatural ways. You have an unnatural way of looking at booty. Peace, y'all. See you later.